This is the Barbados Today morning news for Wednesday, January 10. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. The Assistant General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers, Wayne Waldron, says he is not satisfied that management at two government departments have not given a clear indication when environmental concerns will be addressed. Yesterday, workers at the Accountant General's office, which is housed in the Treasury building, abandoned their stations due to a strong odor. Later in the day, workers at the Archives Department in St. James also vacated their offices, complaining of a toxic smell. In both instances, the workers' representative, the National Union of Public Workers, was called in. Waldron says management assured him that both issues will be addressed, but he is not satisfied that they have provided guaranteed timelines. Waldron says the union will continue to monitor the situation. There have been more calls for an end to gun violence. This time, they're from an Anglican priest and the mother of Bajan pop star Rihanna. They made the appeal last evening at the funeral of Rihanna's cousin, Tevon Aline, who was gunned down last month. While paying tribute to her nephew, Monica Fenty noted that there were 23 gun-related deaths last year, and she added that Barbados is known as the gem of the Caribbean, but too many of the island's gems are being lost to gun violence. During his homily, Rector of St. George Parish Church, Reverend John Rogers, said Barbados is underdeveloping itself as a country as it is losing the future pillars of the nation through these violent acts. Rihanna was among the mourners paying their last respects. And so far, one man has been charged with the murder of Tevon Aline. Meanwhile, police are continuing investigations into Monday night's shooting, which left one man wounded. 22-year-old Chad Wright was shot in the leg during an armed robbery in St. Martin, St. Phillip. He told Barbados Today he was in the area liming with friends when three men attacked them and made off with a cell phone and an undisclosed sum of money.
It was cool in the back, just, I hear some door slam, but normally people just come through there to buy stuff from there, so we thought it was them. And then we see people put on masks and a fella had a gun, and then that's when he bought hard one. And then he give you everything he got, but he tell me I got nothing, he caught the gun. And then he give what he had, he take up my bike and another fella bike. And then he shoot me, and then I walk out to the front road and tell my partner he got shoot. And sitting on it, and get the ambulance come.
The Environmental Health Department says it is increasing the number of officers assigned to the areas affected by the sewage problems on the south coast. The department says there are now 15 officers inspecting food businesses as concerns grow over the safety of businesses and residents in the area. The action comes as the Ministry of Health announced yesterday that it is investigating 35 suspected cases of gastroenteritis on the south coast. Acting Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Kenneth George, says the majority of cases occurred over the Christmas holidays. The Environmental Health Department says it is also increasing its mosquito control activities, and it has increased the area of coverage to stretch from the Top Rock roundabout to Hastings. Senior Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Leslie Rollock, identified the primary public health concerns as the risk of infection if contaminated water is ingested directly or indirectly, noxious smells, and mosquito breeding. She says the risk of gastroenteritis from the inadvertent ingestion of contaminated water, and she advises the public to wash their hands frequently with soap and water or an alcohol-based sanitizer. In relation to mosquito control, Dr. Rollock noted that the ministry is treating identified areas of standing water as well as fogging to destroy adult mosquitoes. She assured the public that tap water is unaffected.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back now with news from the region. Jamaica is reporting a 50% increase in court cases as of the end of December. It is the latest CARICOM country in recent days to indicate challenges in dealing with a backlog of cases. We get more in this TVJ report.
Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn, reported that there are over 939 cases before the court for the Hillary term, which closes on March 23. This is up from 620 last year. But whilst there's an increase in the number of cases before the court, the DPP outlined that over 100 cases were disposed of in 2017. This means persons either pleaded guilty, were found guilty, or the cases were dismissed based on lack of evidence.
This is reflective of the implementation more and more of criminal case management and the agreed facts scenario where you are able to agree statements with defense counsel so you can cut the duration of the trial time.
And finally, on the international scene, 2 Reuters journalists detained in Myanmar are due in court today. Prosecutors could request that charges be filed against them over an accusation that they broke the country's Official Secrets Act. The pair had worked on Reuters' coverage of a crisis in the western state of Rakhine, where the UN estimates that over 600,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled from a fierce military crackdown on militants. The reporters were detained last month after they were invited to meet with police officers over dinner. And that's news this morning. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Mary Claire Williams. Have a good morning.